I have just pressed the go live/record button. Hopefully you can hear me. Thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Cassandra, aka the Prosperous Heart, and I am here today to talk to you about something that I'm a little surprised at how much people overlook and then blame the tools that they're using when it happens. So, what exactly am I talking about? I'm talking about your privacy. Did you know that you are likely right now offering a smorgasbord of information to third-party applications that can potentially steal your passwords, i.e., figure them out, or be able to pull information from your Facebook profile or any number of things like that? Did you know that you're currently doing that? You probably didn't. And that's why I'm here today. I wanted to give you 7 ways with which you can protect yourself online. So, for those of you that may not know me, again, my name is Cassandra. I am a passionate person in regards to many things, really. But when it comes to what I'm talking about today, I am so passionate about empowering people to create greater success online. And knowing how to secure your information is super important, especially into this day and age. So, I'm going to be looking off camera here for a little bit. I have some notes on my phone because I am going to be sharing my computer today, but I didn't want to have to switch back and forth between the two applications. So, first thing I want you to understand about the internet is that it doesn't matter if you created a blog, 3 years ago and then deleted it. Did you know that there is a tool called Wayback? One word, Wayback Machine. This is a site that you can go to and you can pull information from years and years ago. Some sites that actually may not even be around anymore, and you can see what it looked like as a snapshot on that day. So when people say that whatever you put on the internet is there forever, it's true. It doesn't matter if you delete it. It doesn't matter if you think you set it to private. If it's on the internet, someone can have access to it. And it's also possible that they might be using it for some nefarious reason. So if you don't want something to be shared that's private, don't put it on the internet. Number two, I want to share my screen on this one. So give me 1 second to pull it up. You may have seen this image someplace on the internet. And I saw this and I laughed, but really, this isn't a laughing matter. So many people, so many smart people I know, so many people who should know better are playing these types of games and posting them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And quite frankly, you are doing yourself a disservice because while this may be fun and you may get to learn about your friends and your family, this is information that is used in questions to get your password, to secure an account, to do all kinds of things. So when you provide this type of information, you are actively providing hackers, third-party information, third-party tools and people and other things like that to be able to scrape this information. It's called scraping because they can pull it from just be able to view a web browser. They can scrape it. They can, depending upon the security of the APIs of a platform, they can use that to pull your information. And that will lead me into point number 4 or 5 here in a second. But seriously, don't do this. Again, it may be fun, but quite frankly, it's just a time waster, and you are opening yourself up to problems in the future because, again, these are security questions, okay? So that's number two. Number three, you've probably heard this and you may have just written it off, but I'm going to say it again because really it's super important that you hear this. And that is basically do not use the same password in all of your websites. If you do, this is one of the easiest tricks that hackers can use to get access to your important information. If you use the same password, they may try it on Google, Gmail, Yahoo. They may try it on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. They may try it on bank websites. Like, you need to understand that while it is such a hassle to have to remember multiple passwords, it keeps you safe if you don't use the same one every time. Now, there are some really great resources and tools with which that you can actually save all of your passwords without it being put on the internet or in a Word document somewhere on Google, right? So be sure to look into that and use that where necessary and needed. So that's number three. Number four, oh, I'm going to back up just a little bit, actually. No, no, no. Yeah. Number four. No, this is actually where I wanted to be. So, number four, you want to. Again, this is something that most people probably don't want to do because it's just time consuming and boring and whatever, but it's super important for many reasons. You need to be reading the terms of service for the apps that you're using, your Facebook, your TikTok, your Zoom, your whatever. All of these things have terms of service for many reasons. One, to let you understand what's actually happening with the data that you provide. Two, to say, hey, I approve of you using said data in the way that you tell me that you're using it so I can have access to your platform. Three, I agree that I'm not going to do this stuff. So, I'm not going to get my profile deleted or whatever. Like, there are reasons to read this TOS, but also so that you understand that, again, everything you put on the internet is no longer your information. It is the information that is shared on that platform and on the Wayback Machine, right? So, you want to be sure you read that everything for every app you install. And here's why. Do you remember a little thing called Cambridge Analytica? Blues Analytica. Yeah. This is something that happened, what, 2 years ago? And people were all in uproar. They said Facebook sold their information and, so much information was stolen and blah, blah, blah. No, 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 no. Here's the thing. First of all, Facebook's APIs, they had some security flaws. Now, while it's not necessarily the best thing that they had this, they did get it fixed, right? And unfortunately, damage was still done. But here's the thing. Anyone who installed an app that the Cambridge Analytica company created, you, you, you actively gave them permission to get information from your Facebook page because it was in terms of service. It was in terms of service. They pulled information from your profile and you said, yes, I want to give you information or give you access to my information on Facebook so I can play this really cool game where I can learn which group of the or which house of Hogwarts I'm in, right? That's how that works. That's why people's information was quote unquote stolen. They gave their information away because they did not realize what they were doing. Okay. Now I'm not saying you shouldn't ever do those stupid quizzes or whatever, but if you are, you have to understand that your information that you have on Facebook or whatever application you're integrating with that quiz, you're probably giving away. Okay. Sorry. So that's number 4. Number 5, understand how to work your settings on your apps. And this is really super important because one, and I'll get over this in a second, you can actually hide certain posts on Facebook, right? Two, you've been hearing a lot of things about Zoom lately and how they're so insecure and how they have Zoom bombings and this, that, and the other. I'm here to tell you that every single major platform that does video, stuff like that, has the same type of thing. But here's the thing. Zoom, unfortunately, had some default settings that allowed for that to happen, whereas these other major companies have the default for it not to happen. So, for example, the link that you can just share around, you can share that around just like with other ones. You can mute all on entry. You can I'm not going to go into that. I've already been talking about a lot right now, and I have 2 more things to cover. But keep that in mind. You want to make sure that you understand how to work those settings so you can make your environment more secure, so you can make sure that anyone you're talking with is more secure. And quite frankly, that way you can't blame the company for anything that might be your mistake because you didn't know how to lock down your Zoom, for example. Okay, so understand how to work your settings on the app. All right, cool. Number 6, check your privacy settings every so often. So I did a full training on how to leverage or how to find and how to update your privacy settings on Facebook. So if you want that training, just leave some love down below with the words security training, and I'll be sure to get that your way. And I want to share my screen one more time in regards to this on how to get to at least some of this. And again, I have a full training that I can give you. But when you go in every page of Facebook, at the top right, there's a down arrow. You'll go to the settings section, and where it says public posts, that's where you're going to go for posts that are public, i.e., anyone can see them again, depending upon how you have it set up. And this page where it says public posts, this was actually part of a training I did yesterday on comment ranking. But you can see here that you can actually lock it down where people either can't comment on a public post or can, that they can follow you, et cetera, et cetera. So know your privacy settings and check them every so often. Now, why do I say check them every so often? Well, about oh gosh, 4 years ago, maybe five, um, something changed on Facebook and every single post became public. Oh my gosh. So all of your private things, all of your things that you were sharing with only certain lists of people, all the things that you thought were, just for your secret stash of whatever on Facebook, everything was public. It was quite frustrating, actually. Now, obviously, there is a setting, obviously, there is a setting in Facebook where you can set everything back to private, but that's kind of not the point, right? So you need to be aware that sometimes this happens. Programming is not perfect, and sometimes decisions are made on these platforms that you have no control over. So you want to make sure that you check your privacy settings every so often so that if that were to happen again, you are aware of it, you know, before it's too late, and you can go through and change the settings on your post. So that's number six. And then finally, number seven, um, this is just a little addition, and it actually isn't really about your privacy, but more about what you see in your newsfeed in regards to ads. So I think in 2018, this became a thing for Facebook, and that is that your ability to clear your Facebook pixel data. So for those of you that may be unaware, there's something called a Facebook pixel. It's this little bit of code that might be on a website that when you hit that website, it says, hey, this person visited my page or my blog or whatever, and it allows you to what's called retarget them, i.e., send them ads on Facebook. So whenever you're talking about, let's say, a blender and it shows up in your newsfeed that same day, that's kind of how that works. And there's more tech stuff to that. I'm not going to go into that today, but it's not the overlords following your every move. It is technology that is able to determine that you are looking for something or that you've already purchased something, might want to purchase it again. So keep that in mind. Now, how do you clear your Facebook pixel? First of all, I personally wouldn't myself because if I'm getting ads, it's usually because of things that I've already looked at, and there's ways to turn those ads off. So lots of ways that you can fix that. But if you want to clear it for whatever reason, you're going to basically go to that same location in your settings. Let me share my screen real fast. So same location in your settings, but on your Facebook information, you'll click off Facebook activity. So when you view that section and tell it to clear, it clears any activity from businesses and organizations you've visited off of Facebook, which means any websites you've been to, blogs, any carts that you've ordered from, et cetera, et cetera. So that being said, those are the 7 tips or 7 of many tips that you could have on how to stay uh, more in control of your privacy online and with social media moguls like Facebook. So if you enjoyed what you heard today, please give a thumbs up on this video, sprinkle it amongst your friends and family who would benefit. And if you'd like to learn more, I have linked my group somewhere above or below this video so that you can learn more information. And I do have a few spots open in my coaching program. So if you feel like this would be good for your business or or just being able to spread your message, feel free to reach out. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful and prosperous rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.